I thought it was a coincidence at first. Then I realized every tree around me was carved with the exact same date. October 14th, 2031. The weird part? It was still 6 years away. I stopped walking, shined my flashlight at another tree. Same date. A third tree. Same date. A fourth. October 14th, 2031. Over and over. Like the entire forest had been marked for something that hadn't happened yet. And that's when my friend Tyler disappeared. At first, I thought he'd wandered off the trail. We'd been hiking for maybe an hour. Just 4 friends. Me, Tyler, Mason, and Olivia. The plan was simple. Night hike. Camp. Go home in the morning. Nothing stupid. Nothing dangerous. But around 11:30 p.m., Tyler had suggested a shortcut. A narrow path cutting through a section of forest none of us recognized. We should have turned around. Instead, we followed him. The trees got thicker. The air felt strange. Not colder. Just. Still. Like the forest was listening. A few minutes later, Tyler walked ahead of us. We rounded a bend. And he was gone. No footsteps. No flashlight. Nothing. We called his name. No answer. Just silence. The kind of silence that feels deliberate. Then Mason pointed his flashlight toward a nearby trunk. Guys, there was a date carved into it. October 14th, 2031. At the time, it seemed random. Creepy. But random. Then Olivia found another one. And another. And another. Every tree within sight carried the same date. Different sizes. Different heights. Different carving styles. Some looked decades old. Others looked freshly cut. But the date never changed. October 14th, 2031. That was the first thing that didn't make sense. The second thing happened 10 minutes later. Tyler came back. He simply walked out from between the trees. Calm. Relaxed. Confused by our reaction? What? He asked. Where were you? I said. He stared at me. What do you mean? You vanished. No, I didn't. You've been gone for 10 minutes. Tyler laughed. Then stopped laughing when he saw our faces. I was gone for maybe 30 seconds. Nobody spoke. Because he seemed completely serious. No panic. No confusion. Just certainty. Like he genuinely experienced something different from us. We should have left right then. Instead, curiosity won. And curiosity is what got us into trouble. We kept moving. The deeper we went, the more dates we found. Hundreds of them. Maybe thousands. Every direction. Every tree. October 14th, 2031. Around midnight, Olivia stopped walking. She was staring at a carving. Not glancing. Staring. Like she was trying to understand something hidden inside it. I called her name. No response. I stepped closer. She blinked slowly. Then looked at me. And for a second, she seemed terrified. Not of the forest. Of me. Then she said something I'll never forget. I think I remember this. The moment she said it, a branch cracked somewhere behind us. We all turned. Only for a second. Just a second. Then we looked back. Olivia was gone. completely gone. No scream. No footsteps. Nothing. The space where she'd been standing was empty. Mason started shouting, running around, searching, but there was no sign she'd ever been there, except for one thing: her flashlight, lying in the dirt, still on, still warm. We left immediately. At least we tried to. Every direction looked identical. Every tree, every path, every shadow, and every trunk carried the same date, October 14th, 2031. That's when the memory problems started. Small at first. I'd forget what I was saying halfway through a sentence. Mason kept asking the same questions repeatedly. Tyler couldn't remember where he'd disappeared earlier. Entire chunks of conversation seemed to vanish. Minutes disappearing from our minds. Maybe more. Time felt unstable. Stretching. Skipping. Breaking. Then something happened that made me truly afraid. I found one of the carvings I'd already seen before. I knew it was the same one, because underneath the date was a long vertical scar. I remembered it clearly. The problem was, it should have been behind us, nearly half a mile behind us. Yet somehow it was directly ahead, as if the forest had rearranged itself. Or we had. Mason noticed something next. Different carving styles. He pointed his flashlight across several trunks. Some dates looked old and weathered. Others looked fresh, as though they'd been carved by different people, at different times, but all saying the same thing, the same future date. Then Mason went quiet. I asked what was wrong. He didn't answer. He was staring at one particular tree, his flashlight trembling. I walked over. "What is it?" He pointed. Beneath the date was a set of initials. Mason Harper. His initials. His exact handwriting. Carved into the bark. His face turned white. "I've never been here." The words barely came out. Then he touched the carving, and suddenly froze, like he'd heard something. Far away. A voice. His eyes widened. He took one step backward. Another. Then he ran. Straight into the darkness. We chased him. For maybe 30 seconds. Then lost him, and never saw him again. Now it was just me and Tyler. Neither of us spoke. What was there to say? 3 friends gone. A forest that didn't behave normally. A date from the future. And memory gaps growing larger every minute. Then Tyler stopped. He looked around slowly. "Do you hear that?" At first, I didn't. Then I did. Voices. Faint. Distant. Somewhere ahead. People talking. Whispering. Dozens of them. Maybe hundreds. I thought we'd found other hikers. Help. Civilization. Anything. But Tyler looked horrified, because he recognized the voices. And after a few seconds, so did I. One of them sounded exactly like Olivia. Another sounded like Mason. A third sounded like Tyler himself, coming from somewhere deep inside the forest. We followed the voices. I know that sounds stupid, but by that point, nothing felt real anymore. Eventually, the trees opened into a massive clearing. And I mean massive. The biggest grove I've ever seen. Thousands of trees. Perfect rows. Stretching into darkness. Every trunk carved. Every single one. October 14th, 2031. Thousands. Maybe tens of thousands. All carrying the same date. My flashlight beam shook. The scale of it was impossible. Then I noticed something near the center. One enormous tree. Larger than all the others. Its bark was covered with carvings. Layer upon layer. Dates. Names. Symbols. Messages. I approached carefully. And that's when I found the final carving. It wasn't a date. It was a sentence. 5 words. Carved deep into the wood. This is the day we arrive. I read it twice. 3 times. Trying to understand. Then I noticed something beneath it. Fresh carvings. Much newer. 4 names. Olivia. Mason. Tyler. And mine. My stomach dropped. I spun around. Tyler was gone. Just gone. Like everyone else. No sound. No warning. Nothing. Only me. Standing in that clearing. Alone. Or so I thought. Because the voices were louder now. And they weren't coming from the forest anymore. They were coming from all around me. From between the trees. From behind me. From everywhere. I recognized every voice. My friends. All of them. Talking. Having conversations I couldn't understand. Then I heard another voice. My own. Exactly my voice. Exactly my tone. Saying words I'd never spoken. Or at least, I don't remember speaking. I ran. I don't know how long. Hours, maybe. Eventually, I reached a road. Then a ranger station. Then safety. At least that's what I told myself. The police searched. Found nothing. No grove. No carvings. No sign of my friends. The forest looked completely normal. For months, I tried convincing myself it had all been some kind of breakdown. Stress. Fear. Hallucinations. Until last week. I was going through old photos on my phone. Photos from that night. Most were blurry. Dark. Useless. But one image stopped me cold. A picture I don't remember taking. A close-up of a tree trunk. The date was carved into it. October 14th, 2031. But there was something else. Something I hadn't noticed before. A timestamp in the corner of the photo. The image wasn't taken in 2025. It wasn't taken the night we entered the forest. According to the metadata, the photo was taken on October 14th, 2031. 6 years from now. And when I zoomed in, I saw people standing between the trees, watching the camera. 4 figures. Olivia, Mason, Tyler, and me, smiling, like we'd finally arrived